When you need to rip plywood or some other sheet material down to size, the Bora Rip Guide is a fast and accurate tool for the job, especially when you need to cut multiple pieces of the same width. The Bora Rip Guide is a two-part tool, an extruded aluminum rail, and the rip handle. It's simple to use. First, attach your circular saw to a Bora saw plate by slipping the saw's base plate under the plate clamps and tighten the screws. Secure the back of the saw plate by tightening the adjustable spring clamp. Next, a small metal key slides into the channel on the rail. Then, tighten the hand screw in the Bora Rip Guide against the rail to secure your saw. On the other end of the rail is the sliding edge guide with a sure grip handle. Slip the rail into the edge guide and tighten it in place with a large thumb screw. Align your cut utilizing the saw plate blade indicator, which is aligned directly with the saw's blade. And that's it. Just push the saw forward while holding the edge guide tight against the material to make nice, clean cuts. The Bora Rip Guide lets you make accurate cuts up to 24 inches wide. Use it in cabinet making, for cutting bookcases, shelving, tabletops, storage boxes, garden furniture. You'll find 100 uses for this handy cutting guide. So if a table saw or track saw isn't in the budget, or you don't have the room, the Bora Rip Guide is the answer. And unlike a table saw, it's portable too. You can take it right to your job site. The Bora Rip Guide, another great idea from Bora Tool. From the company that brought you the WTX Clamp Edge Saw Guide, we introduce the Bora Saw Plate. Add the Bora Saw Plate to your WTX Clamp Edge, ensuring you get an even more precise cut with practically no effort. That's because with a Bora Saw Plate, your circular saw cannot drift off course. The Bora Saw Plate is specially designed with an adjustable guide that fits straight edges up to 3.5 inches wide. Now your circular saw will glide smoothly and in a perfectly straight line along the WTX clamp edge rail. Your saw can't wander or twist during cutting, so there's no binding or stalling when a blade goes slightly offline. The Bora Saw Plate works with any right or left-handed circular saw. First, adjust the saw's blade for the depth you want to cut. Then, slip the saw's base plate under the two plate clamps and tighten the screws. Secure the back of the saw plate by tightening the adjustable spring clamp. Slip the Bora Saw Plate onto your WTX clamp edge and align your cut utilizing the saw plate blade indicator, which is aligned directly with the saw's blade. Now you're ready to make perfectly straight cuts every time. With the Bora Saw Plate, you can rip material up to 50 inches long, or even longer when you add the optional extension kit. When you get straight cuts, your assembled work fits properly and looks better. So if you want to make precise cuts, get the Bora Saw Plate from Bora Tools. Introducing the Bora Tool WTX Clamp Edge Saw Guide. Making straight cuts has never been easier. The new WTX Clamp Edge is tougher, more durable. It's made of heavy-gauge extruded aluminum. The adjustable end clamp slides easily along two precise channels, so there's nothing to wear out. The locking handle grabs and won't let go, and there's no wobble or torquing when it's locked in place. You get a secure edge that won't budge, so you can make exact cuts with your circular saw, jigsaw, or router. The WTX clamp edge is 50 inches long to accommodate standard 4-foot sheet material. And when you need a longer straight edge, it's no problem with the optional extension kit, which includes 2 metal connectors and up to 50 inches of additional cutting capacity. Remove the end clamp. Slide the connectors into the channels and tighten the screws to secure the connection. Then slide the extension rail into place and tighten it down. Now you can rip the full length of standard sheet material in one clean, continuous cut. tough, durable, and versatile. The Bora WTX clamp edge is a must in every workshop.
The concealed hinge jig from Craig offers a fast, reliable, easy-to-use solution that anyone can use to install doors on cabinets or built-ins, or to refresh kitchen cabinets with new updated doors. That's because the concealed hinge jig makes it easier than ever to mount concealed hinges that give doors a clean, uncluttered look. And the jig lets you do it with the accuracy of a drill press, but using nothing more than an ordinary drill. The jig makes the process easy, thanks to indexing cams and built-in measuring scales that ensure exact hinge cup positioning, plus a removable guide for the included carbide-tipped bit. Using the concealed hinge jig makes it simple to figure out the two main things required for mounting these hinges: determining how far from the door edge the hinge needs to be located and how far the hinges sit from the top or bottom of the door. How far from the door edge the hinge sits is called the offset, and the measurement varies depending on the hinge type and brand. Usually, you just have to read the hinge instructions, measure, and hope for the best. But the concealed hinge jig has indexing cams that take out all of the guesswork and uncertainty. Just turn the cams to the appropriate setting and the jig will be perfectly positioned when you place it against the edge of the door. That means all you have to do is use the concealed hinge jig's measuring scale to position the hinge at the desired distance from the top or bottom of the door. Clamp the jig in place, and the hinge cup hole will be positioned correctly every time. After the cup hole is correctly located, you still need to drill a clean hole to the proper depth. Doing that usually requires a drill press and a specialized bit. The concealed hinge jig comes with a high-quality carbide-tipped 35mm bit that's specifically designed for the task. The bit shears the wood cleanly without tear-out for perfect holes time after time. To ensure the hole is straight, that bit rides in a drilling guide that locks quickly and accurately into the jig. A stop collar ensures correct hole depth every time too. Once the cup is drilled, the concealed hinge jig makes it just as easy to drill the holes for the hinge mounting screws. Just remove the drilling guide and use the 2 holes in the jig to guide an ordinary 1/16" drill bit. Unclamp the concealed hinge jig and the hinge drops into place and mounts accurately every time, whether you're installing hinges on one door or adding new doors to an entire kitchen. That means all you have to do is mount the door to your cabinet and the job is done confidently, quickly, and with professional quality results using just a drill with the concealed hinge jig. For more information about the concealed hinge jig and the rest of our hardware installation solutions, visit us online at craigtool.com.